This is my husband, Ben.
Patrick Feld, this is my wife, Kira.
Kidding. I'm not going to make you sit through that again. Let's get on to the review. Welcome to the Cinefanatics. My name is Robert Adams, and I am here today with a spoiler-free review for the 2024 remake of Speak No Evil. Before I get into this, let me know your thoughts, feelings, opinions down below in the comments. Are you a fan of the original? Have you seen the original, and are you eager to see this remake? Let me know down below. While you're down there, make sure to hit like and subscribe. This is a remake of the 2022 Danish film, which I saw just a couple of weeks ago for the first time. So the reason I watched that first before going into this one is, honestly, it's because that stupid trailer was playing in front of every single movie, TV show, YouTube video, and cat video on Twitter that I have laid my eyes on. And so therefore I didn't want to get spoiled, because Cody Leach had the insight to let everyone know on Twitter, hey, don't watch that trailer if you don't want to be spoiled. So I went ahead and watched the original, and sure enough, yes, the trailer for this remake is spoilery for the new one and for the original one as well. So I went ahead, watched the original, and I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. It's a slow burn, but it works so well in getting the horror and the terror built up to the inevitable conclusion for it. As for this one, it's a lot of the same. I mean, for a while there, it felt like a shot-for-shot remake, which I was kind of liking, kind of not liking. There's definitely some things that they did differently in this movie, while the beginning seems very similar. Just for a quick, again, spoiler-free breakdown of it, I like the build-up in the original movie. I think the build-up that they were leading up to, I think, was better done in the original. Going into this movie, I know what the storyline is. I know what's going to primarily happen. So, like I said, I like the build-up of the original. I personally like the ending to the remake more than the original. If you've seen both, you'll pretty much understand why, and I feel like it's a really good sign of the duality of a person and what they ultimately like. If you like the original ending, that's fine. I do like the original ending. I kind of prefer the ending of this remake, though. It's just my flavor, it's just my taste, so be that as it is. Overall, I would say this new movie, it is broader in scope. We've got Blumhouse behind it. There's a bigger budget behind it. It's not meant to be an indie film. There's a lot of aspects that you can see of that in the movie itself. The cinematography is gorgeous, the background, everything around it, the way everything is built up, it's so much better in this remake. The other thing I like to point out would be kind of the what I just said about the remake, is there are actors in this remake that you already know, like James McAvoy, for example. Honestly, I think all of the entire cast in this remake did a phenomenal job. Every single person, there's not really one person I could single out more than the others. But yeah, I love what they did with this. Again, knowing that we're treading in waters that have already been treaded on before, I like when you can solidly do a remake, make some minor changes to the story, and come out with a seemingly still the same story, but kind of a different product. I think there's enough that they changed here to allow it to have its own position in film, in its own breath, its own ability to exist. That being said, there is some unintentional humor in this, especially in a full theater like the crowd that I went to go see it with. And that just might be your mileage may vary. Hopefully you get a good, fun-loving crowd to go see this movie. I think because of how much we saw the trailer playing in the theater, it's probably going to put a lot of people off from wanting to immediately go see this movie right off the bat. But I do recommend, especially if you're one of those that goes to a theater and you have the ability to buy the seats specifically so you can see how packed and crowded that theater is going to be, go into a packed crowded theater for this one, so you can feed off of everyone else's energy while they're watching this. It makes the parts that are unintentionally humorous that much better when you hear everyone else laughing and enjoying it as well. So that I actually really appreciated that, and I think it did have an effect on my overall enjoyment of the movie, which is not something you typically get, especially like in a horror movie that's not meant to be a comedy. It is meant to be serious. It's meant to be dark and brooding, and it's humorous in it. The ending, it does get a lot more convoluted than the original. I think the original gets straight to the point with its story and its outcome, while this movie has some steps in it. When you think, again, if you have seen the original, when you get towards that ending, that big denouement of it, you think you know how it's going to go, and then it just keeps going, and I'm like, this is fantastic. I was really enjoying this. So, everything that they put into this movie, I think they did a phenomenal job with. So overall, would I recommend this movie? I do. I would probably also recommend maybe watching the original first, just because for me, I did enjoy watching the remake, knowing what was going to happen because I've seen the original, and then seeing kind of like the little twists and turns and the things that they changed up for this remake. I feel like it made me appreciate that a lot more. If you haven't seen the original, this is still a fine movie. You're going to very likely enjoy it if you were hooked by the trailer that you've seen 50 billion times. So again, if you haven't seen the trailer, stay away, watch the original, or just watch this one. Either way, both of them are really good movies, and you're going to have a good time whichever way you go. For me, I chose to watch the original first, and I enjoyed the remake because of it. Anyways, that's going to be my thoughts on Speak No Evil. Again, what did you think of it? Did you see the original first? Are you seeing the brand new one, the remake, before the original? Do you have any interest in going back and watching the original now that the remake is out, just to see what is different and what it could do? Let me know down below in the comments. Again, while you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe. You can follow us on social media. We are at The Cinefanatics on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and you can find me at RCA Reacts on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd, and youtube.com/RCA Reacts. Thank you for watching this video. We'll catch you in the next one. Later.